So what if I told you that something you're eating every day is making you hungrier, slowing down your metabolism, and even increasing your risk for chronic diseases? It's hidden in your salad dressing, your chips, your so-called healthy snacks, and even in most restaurant meals. But is it really as bad as some experts claim? Well, today we are breaking down the truth about seed oils, what they do to your body, and how they've completely taken over our food system. And most importantly, what you can do to protect yourself. So if you're new here, hello, I am Ryan. I am a keto coach and I'm a certified advocate through the Metabolic Terrain Institute of Health. I'm passionate about helping men and women suffering with metabolic issues. I want to help them reclaim their health and vitality through lifestyle changes. So today we're talking about seed oils, also known as vegetable oils. They come from things like corn, soybeans, safflower, sunflower seeds, and canola. But let's think about this for a second. Have you ever squeezed a handful of corn and seen oil drip out? Of course not. And that's because 1 cup of corn has about 1 to 2 grams of fat. That's like 1/4 to half a teaspoon. It's not exactly an oily food. So how do we get bottles of oil, like corn oil, from something that isn't naturally oily? Well, heavy industrial processing. Unlike olives or coconuts, simply be pressed to release their oil, seed oils require high heat, mechanical pressure, and chemical solvents like hexane to extract every last drop. And it doesn't stop there. They're also bleached and deodorized to remove the unpleasant smell and taste that naturally comes with this kind of processing. If something needs this much manipulation to be edible, should we really be using it in so much of our food? So food companies love seed oils because they are cheap, they extend shelf life, and they give processed food that crispy or creamy texture that we crave. So they've completely replaced traditional fats like butter, lard, tallow, mostly due to outdated nutrition advice and aggressive marketing. But just because something is common doesn't mean it's safe. So it's important to acknowledge that there is controversy around seed oils. And if you look at any bottle of vegetable oil, you'll see labels like heart healthy and supports cardiovascular health. And many mainstream health organizations and experts insist that seed oils are beneficial because they contain polyunsaturated fats, which have been shown to lower LDL cholesterol. Some studies suggest that replacing saturated fat with polyunsaturated fat may reduce the risk of heart disease. However, what's rarely discussed is how these oils affect inflammation, oxidative stress, and the formation of oxidized LDL cholesterol, which can be far more damaging to heart health. We'll explore this more as we go further. So let's use some logic here. If you can squeeze it and get oil from it, it makes sense to eat it. But if you need an entire factory, solvents, high heat to extract the oil, maybe it's not meant to be a staple in our diet. Traditional fats like butter, olive oil, tallow, they are straightforward. You get them directly from an animal or a plant. Seed oils, on the other hand, go through an intense refining process that strips them of any natural integrity. So if something naturally smells and tastes rancid and has to be chemically deodorized to be edible, should we really be eating it? There is a reason traditional cultures relied on stable fats for thousands of years. The shift towards industrial seed oils is not only unnatural, but has also coincided with skyrocketing rates of obesity, heart disease, and metabolic disorders. So one of the biggest problems with seed oils is that they don't just pass through your body like other foods. They get stored in your body as fat, embedding themselves in your fat cells. And here's the kicker. They have a half-life of about 2 years. That means that in 2 years, your body will only clear out half of the stored seed oils. After another 2 years, it will clear out what remains, and so on. And this process continues, meaning that it can take up to 7 years for 90% of the accumulated seed oils to be removed from your body. So the more you eat, the more they accumulate. And the impacts are metabolism and inflammation in ways that we are only beginning to understand. So now let's talk about hunger. You ever notice how some foods make you hungrier? It turns out that seed oils can increase appetite by triggering the same brain receptors that THC, the active ingredient in marijuana, does. Yes. So linoleic acid is the main fat in seed oils, and this converts into compounds that stimulate the endocannabinoid system, which is the part of the brain responsible for hunger and cravings. In one study, kids eating canola oil consumed 300 more calories than kids eating butter with carbs. Now, that might not sound like much, but over time, those extra calories add up, making it much easier to gain weight. And it doesn't stop there. So your mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses of your cells, are directly impacted by the fats you eat. So when linoleic acid builds up in the mitochondrial membrane, it makes the mitochondria less efficient at producing energy. And this means that even if 2 people eat the same number of calories, the one consuming seed oils may burn fewer calories and store more fat. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance and metabolic dysfunction. So several studies support these findings, showing that oxidized seed oils contribute to inflammation, mitochondrial dysfunction, and metabolic disorders. Research has found that linoleic acid oxidation leads to liver toxicity, increased oxidative stress, and damage to cardiovascular health. I'm gonna link down below the studies for those who wanna dive a little bit deeper into the science that's out there. So if you wanna start detoxing seed oils from your diet, here are 4 simple steps. First, you want to avoid seed oils as much as possible, and they are everywhere. So you're gonna wanna read ingredient labels and look out for terms like vegetable oil, or vague and/or blends. Fast food and processed snacks are some of the worst offenders. So second, you want to replace seed oils with healthier fats. So at home, cook with beef tallow, ghee, butter, avocado, or coconut oil. So full-fat dairy products like whole milk, butter, and cheese can also help by providing essential fat-soluble vitamins and helping to replace stored linoleic acid with healthier fats. So third, you want to eat whole, unprocessed foods. If it comes in a bag or a box, assume that it is loaded with seed oils. Finally, you want to balance your omega-6 intake with omega-3s. So eating more wild-caught fish, grass-fed meats, and pastured eggs can help to counteract the excess omega-6s in your diet. So dining out is always an issue because most restaurants cook with seed oils. So if you are serious about avoiding them, you're gonna wanna eat at home, or you can ask your server what oils they use in their cooking. And there's a fairly new app called Seed Scout, which helps identify foods and restaurants that do not use seed oils, making it easier to make informed choices when you're eating out. So I'm gonna link that app down below. If you're ready to take control of your health, but you don't know where to start, I've got something that can help. I have a guide and journal called Metabolic Mastery. It was written just for beginners who want to start getting all aspects of their health in order. And it is packed with prompts, trackers, recipes, and many other resources to help you clean up your diet, cut out inflammatory foods like seed oils, and start feeling better. Whether you want to drop a few pounds, reset your metabolism, or just have a solid plan to follow, this guide is going to support you every step of the way. And I'm going to also link that in the description below, so check it out. Seed oils aren't just another fat. They are radically changing our metabolism, our hunger, and our disease risk. So instead of fear-mongering, what we really need to do is use common sense and get back to eating real food. So have you tried cutting out seed oils? What changes have you noticed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this video helped you, hit the like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.